Four LaSalle students experienced a nightmare on 20th Street. Hello, I'm Steve Graham.
And I'm Corey Meredith. First, it was the Pope, then the DNC, and now Philadelphia receives the NFL Draft. We have all this and more coming on LTV News, where the action never stops.
Hello and welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney Avenue, Philadelphia, and the world.
There is a lot to catch up on in the next half hour, as I had the chance to sit down with the director of Clark Schools for Hearing and Speech in Philadelphia for this week's interview. So let's hear the buzz around campus.
A fire broke out Tuesday morning at an off-campus student house. One of the male students woke up to the smell of smoke in his second-floor bedroom at 9:11 a.m. He and his three other roommates evacuated the house safely, and the fire department came to the scene and extinguished the fire by 9:30 a.m. They are investigating the cause of the fire, but they believe it was accidental. The students lost all of their possessions in the fire, and the university is housing the misplaced students in North Halls until a more permanent situation can be found. Students have started a GoFundMe account and have raised over $100 so far.
Don't throw away your old blankets and pillowcases. Save and donate them to some of your favorite furry friends. Circle K is asking the LaSalle community to donate any old blankets and pillowcases for the Pennsylvania Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. These blankets and pillowcases will help provide cats and dogs with a comfortable temporary home. Circle K will be accepting donations from April 23rd to April 27th. Bring all donations to the Union Bins outside of Starbucks to help the PSPCA provide a home for some beloved animals who currently don't have a forever place to live.
That's so great. You just put a blanket around
I know,
a dog.
it's cute.
LaSalle Speaks is a new petition website that encourages community involvement in issues on campus. Students can create petitions regarding problems they wish to address that affect students' life at LaSalle. For an issue to be acknowledged, it must have at least 100 online signatures. Once it reaches its goal, the petition can be addressed by the Student Government Association or a section of the administration that the petition pertains to. Students can make petitions on the LaSalle Speaks website at petitions.lasalle.edu.
Staff members, students a voice, and to get staff members accountable. So I think that's really exciting. It's one way to kind of get students to understand the process of the university and to really see how things work and why things don't work out the way they should.
LaSalle students recently took part in Campus Movie Fest. On Thursday, April 6th, students packed into the Tom Gola Arena to see the top 16 films. The top 4 films were granted the jury awards. Those films were College Graduate, Pressure in Time, Molly's Dorm Room Cooking Show, and LaSalle Academy. Our lovely backstage correspondents Ryan Wall and Amanda Keaton got the inside scoop on the red carpet.
Hey, it's Ryan.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're here to give you your backstage pass to Campus Movie Fest 2017.
We are so excited to be here and we can't wait to meet all the teams.
So let's go. We're here with Dana, and you're going to tell us a little bit more about your movie. So, what was it like to make a movie for the first time?
It was a lot of fun. This is my first time doing Campus Movie Fest. I liked it because it was really a chance to go out into the field and kind of work instead of opposed to the studio, which is where I usually do all my videoing for LaSalle TV.
Okay.
LaSalle TV personality, Steve Graham. So tell us a little bit about the movie, Steve.
It is a thriller. It's not necessarily a pick-me-upper, but it was a lot of fun to make. Certainly a lot of professional talent in there with a lot of great careers. It was a good way to end it. After 4 years, it was a good way to end it with this movie.
So we're here with Emily. Emily, how excited are you for tonight?
I'm really excited. I think all the movies are going to be really good. I was
Jose Fontana.
So tell us a little bit about your movie, guys.
Well, we used to do this YouTube thing that kind of gained a cult following when I was in freshman year of high school, which was just me making really gross dorm food. And so we decided to do one for Campus Movie Fest, like, just to kind of continue, because I just stopped because we needed to do like, academics and not to do stupid YouTube series.
That sounds fun.
After so many students have like caused the fire alarm to go off, like we kind of wanted to make something that was like an informative video, I guess, and it's funny and serious at the same time. Mostly funny.
Okay.
So we are here with
Tyler, hi.
and Tasia. Hi, so you guys made a movie this year, right?
Yes, we
So
did.
without giving us any spoilers, what is it about?
So, A Taste of Fortune, it's basically about these two women and they prey on these multi-million-dollar guys. And it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of, can't wait to the audience.
So we're here with Caitlin Davis, the co-host of the event. So how hyped are you for it?
So not gonna lie, I wasn't too hyped until I saw the energy of everyone else coming in, and that just, now it's through the roof. Like, absolutely through the roof. Everyone seems super excited and hyped up on cake, and it's gonna be great.
Well, we're about to start, so we're about to go inside and see all the movies.
We can't wait to see what's about to happen.
Let's
so
go.
We'll catch you later.
See ya.
So Steve, what was your favorite movie?
I got to give it to Sports Line's Jake Smolinski and Mark Lynch. College Graduate was just hands down the best film in that competition. If you get the chance, go on YouTube.
It was extremely well made.
Check
so
that
good
out.
job to you guys.
Beautiful film.
I also have to give a shout out to us because we were pressure in time.
Wow.
So congrats.
How commendable
Pat myself
of
on the
you.
back. I know. Thanks.
The Clark School works closely to help children with hearing and speech impairments. The director of Clark Philadelphia, Judy Sexton, sat down with our very own Corey Meredith. Check it out.
Hello, I'm Corey Meredith, and today I'm sitting down with Judy Sexton. She is the director of Clark Schools for Hearing and Speech, and she is the director in the Philadelphia area. So, Judy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So, just for starters, let's start out with saying, what is Clark School?
Clark Schools for Hearing and Speech is a program, and it is the oldest listening and spoken language program in the country. We're celebrating our 150th anniversary this year, and we provide children with the listening, learning, and spoken language skills that they need to be successful.
And now you said that you have various different campuses for the Clark School, so can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we have 5 campuses down the East Coast. We have a campus in Northampton, Massachusetts, Canton, Massachusetts, which is right outside of Boston. We have a campus in Manhattan, a campus in Jacksonville, Florida, and we're actually the baby of the family. We've been here since 2000.
And you're on LaSalle's campus, actually, which is amazing.
And we are very proudly on the campus of LaSalle University.
Yeah, and then before the interview, you were telling me a little bit about how some of your teachers, they go international. That's awesome. So what about that?
So the work that we do, our professionals have a background knowledge, expertise, and skill set in what we call listening and spoken language. So families who want their children to develop spoken language skills so that they move into their neighborhood schools, their churches, their synagogues, their community in general, they would choose a program like Clark. But there are some areas, there's some states, there's some countries that don't have professionals with that skill set. And so Clark is a resource. So some of our staff have not only done work in other states with other schools, but have also done work internationally. We have, one of our staff has gone to Ecuador, to Vietnam, and has spent time there. So it's a really exciting time in the field of deaf education.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely growing too and advancing. And we were talking a little bit about the hearing aid that the children wear and what that can actually do to them. And it doesn't actually, you put it on, it's not like glasses you were saying where you can automatically see. It's not that they put this hearing aid in and they can automatically hear, but it's a brain function.
Absolutely, and that's perfectly how you stated that. Because with the technology, the children are actually hearing with their brain and not with their ears. So if we go back several years ago, 20, 30 years ago, the technology options were limiting. Mm-hmm. And so the technology today has changed the face of deaf education. So we went from analog hearing aids that amplified everything. Today we have digital hearing aids that can be adjusted to meet the needs of a child who is hard of hearing. If a child is deaf, has a severe to profound loss, they can be a cochlear implant candidate. And so the technology today allows those children to move into their neighborhood schools. Our goal is by kindergarten, but many of our children are moving in before that, into their neighborhood preschools.
Wow. So how do the teachers at Clark School help the students be able to use this device and help them to advance their speech, because they are hard of hearing?
Right, and the key are the families. And what we have across the United States is we have what's called newborn screening. And so in most of our states now, it's mandatory that when a child is born within 24 hours of birth, they receive a hearing test. And if they don't pass the hearing test, they go for a follow-up, and it's at that second follow-up which that hearing loss would be identified. So the model is a 1-3-6 model, is that they would be identified by 1 month, amplified by 3 months, and in early intervention by 6 months. And so then it's working with that family, coaching the family. We always say families don't need help, they need coaching. And we coach that family on the different strategies we use to build those listening, cognitive learning, and talking skills.
Yeah, and it really helps if the family is a support system for the child, but it also helps if they get them in early enough where that they are able to learn this at a young age. So if you know that your child is hard of hearing from birth, how do they get in contact with you? What's the process of getting the child activated in your school?
That's great, and that's what families want to know. And when we're looking at the brain, which is most neuroplastic between birth and 4, families need to get to us the sooner the better. And so the families, once the child's hearing loss is diagnosed, at the hospital setting, they would get information from the hospital of the different options. So a family who wants their child to listen and speak, Clark would be an option for them. And then they go to their county. Their county begins the process of evaluation and then offers the families, again, their options of programs. And that's when a family would learn about Clark. But some families have, and we spoke a little bit earlier, we had a family whose granddaughter was tested, evaluated, and by 24 hours they knew that she had a hearing loss. She was going to go for the second assessment, but within those 24 hours they Googled, they found Clark, she came into our program, and she went right into typical preschool.
History, right?
Yes, and with a profound hearing loss.
Yeah, so what are the age ranges? So like when do you say that people should what age is too early, I guess I'm trying to say?
It's never too early. Birth, we can begin working with a family at birth, as soon as a child's identified. And so our program, we have a birth to 3 program, and that's when we work with families, grandparents, aunts, uncles in the natural environment, which would be the home, the daycare. What we know from research is families, it's a very low incidence population, so families want to come together. And so we also have some center-based for our families from 0 to 3. We also have a preschool program, a 3 to 5 program. And then we have, after children leave us, we don't go past preschool. They'll go into the mainstream, into their neighborhood schools. And we also provide itinerant mainstream teacher of the deaf services. It might be once a week, it might be 4 times a year, supporting the general ed staff so that children have access to the language and vocabulary of the curriculum.
And now, how does it feel to not only be part of this program, but for the Clark School in general, to be able to help these children who are born with hard of hearing or even deaf, and gave them the ability to communicate?
We have very high expectations, and we work with the families, and we are so proud of the families when we pass the torch is what we do. We're just coaching the family, and then it's all about what the family is doing. We're there with our expertise to continue that coaching, and it's amazing. Again, the pride that we have in our families and in our children is an amazing feeling for our staff.
And it's definitely a team effort, and I know that you guys have an event coming up this Saturday, April 22nd. We don't really have enough time to preview it, but that's okay because we will be at the event. So if you guys are interested in the Clark School and want to see what they have to offer, we will be at the event on April 22nd, like I said, and it will be airing on our next show. So that's all the time that we have for today. Thank you, Judy, so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
The Clark School sounds amazing, and I'm so excited to learn more about it. And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
A prayer to St. Clair, the patron saint of television.
O wondrous St. Clair, I ask that you bless my television with good reception and good color balance.
I also ask for your assistance in choosing quality programs that provide me with endless hours of enlightening entertainment.
Amen.
Your prayers have been answered.
You're watching LaSalle TV.
You know you watch.
Three, two, one, action. You may think a guy would be producing this, but I can too. Anyone can find a cure.
Women are being downgraded for their physical ability, but you can be just as strong.
%20 of women are engineers, but it doesn't stop there.
I'm a tech girl. I'm a tech girl.
I am a tech girl.
I am a tech girl.
Welcome back to LTV News. The NFL Draft is returning to Philadelphia after a 56-year leave for New York City and Chicago. Back then, it was a one-day event of 20 rounds for the 14 teams. Now, it is a three-day event for the 32 NFL teams. They will meet on the famous Art Museum steps, making it the first time the NFL Draft will be held completely outdoors. 22 players are coming to Philadelphia to enjoy the big event, including a potential Eagles-like cornerback Tre'Davious White from Louisiana State University. The Eagles have the 14th pick and could be welcoming their new players on the Rocky Steps. Let's hope he doesn't get booed. On the Ben Franklin Parkway, why would he get booed? There would be the NFL Draft experience with many games and attractions, including the Hall of Fame bronze bust of Reggie White and Bart Bell. The NFL Draft and the NFL Draft experience are from April 27th to April 29th.
It's an exciting time for NASCAR fans because the second annual NASCAR Xfinity Takeover is coming to Philly on Tuesday, May 9th. There will be numerous events and activities occurring all day, including a car show that will take place right outside of City Hall. There will even be a fan fest held outside of the Comcast Center. Drivers will be located all over the city, like Reading Terminal Market, the Franklin Institute, and at Citizens Bank Park during the Phillies game. Some of the drivers that are expected to make an appearance are Ryan Reed, Darrell Bubba Wallace Jr., and Brennan Poole.
The days of paying for parking through the app Meter Up are over for now. The Philadelphia Parking Authority has suspended the mobile payment option after experiencing financial problems from the app's service provider Pango USA. The suspension has been in effect since 12:01 a.m. April 12th and is expected to last a few months. The PPA has apologized for any inconveniences and reminds Philly Parkers that the kiosks accept credit cards, cash, and coins. A replacement plan is being worked on by the city with the hopes of having another mobile parking option by summer.
Steve, you good tonight?
I'm good.
Coming up after this commercial break, we will tell you how one family's Easter Sunday quickly turned into their worst nightmare.
This is Kevin, and Kevin could use some kindness. Here's Ian. He could be that man. Ian chooses to be inconsiderate and not hold the door for Kevin, and in turn, Kevin suffers. Kindness may be a choice, but doing so is always the right one. So if Ian can make the right choice, you can too.
On Sunday, April 16th, Steve Stevens, known as the Facebook Killer, shot 74-year-old Robert Godwin as he was walking home after an Easter dinner with his family. Stevens then proceeded to post the video of him killing Godwin on Facebook. After Godwin was murdered, his son said, quote, "This man right here was a good man. I hate that he's gone. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's not real," end quote. Shortly after the video was posted to Facebook, there was a statewide manhunt for Stevens. And on Tuesday, April 18th, the Pennsylvania State Police sent out a tweet saying, quote, "Facebook killer Steve Stevens was spotted this morning by PSP members in Erie County. A traffic stop was attempted, and after a brief pursuit, Stevens shot and killed himself. More information will be released as it becomes available," end quote. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Robert Godwin's family during this difficult time.
Uber lost $2.8 billion last year and is undergoing a wave of public relations crises. A series of top executives have stepped down in the light of these troubles. It all began with a boycott campaign in January of this year. The hashtag #DeleteUber trend began when the company was perceived as breaking up driving protesting Donald Trump's travel ban. Just a short month later, the company received major backlash due to sexism and harassment allegations. The company is still undergoing investigation for these allegations. Uber CEO added to the public's dismay with the company. CEO Travis Kalanick was caught on video arguing with an Uber driver. Kalanick is under fire for the way he spoke to the driver and for the decisions to serve on Trump's Business Advisory Council. CEO Kalanick has since dropped out of the council. Uber is now in search for a new CEO and president, along with many other top executive positions, while the company continues to battle turmoil.
All right, get ready for this news. This is insane. It's pretty amazing how much we can learn from watching a how-to video on YouTube. And an 8-year-old boy from East Palestine, Ohio, certainly knows how to take advantage of this video sharing website. Last week, this boy was craving a McDonald's cheeseburger so bad that he learned how to drive by watching YouTube videos and then proceeded to drive himself and his 3-year-old sister to a McDonald's in his father's van. According to witnesses, the boy obeyed all traffic laws, going the speed limit and stopping at red lights. According to authorities, the children drove in the van after their parents fell asleep early. The 8-year-old used his money from his piggy bank to pay for the cheeseburgers, and then the kids enjoyed their food under police supervision until the parents arrived at McDonald's. No charges were filed.
That is so cute. I mean, it's kind of illegal, but like, he has a big heart.
He sounds like he drives better than most Philadelphians.
He follows the traffic laws, which is like better than half of us, so I mean.
Good for him.
Good for him, I would say.
This is how technology's going. Young kids are doing big things.
Who cares about a license? It turns out that age doesn't impact your love for adventure. Next month, an 83-year-old man will attempt to be the oldest person to climb Mount Everest. Min Bahadur Shorkan is from Nepal and has been an avid mountaineer since 1960, when he worked as a liaison officer to the Swiss and routinely had to climb Mount Dhaulagiri, the world's 7th largest mountain. Shorkan previously held the record that he is seeking to obtain, but was dethroned in 2013. He will begin his climb next month during a time of relatively calm weather on the mountain. Shorkan wants to send out a reminder saying, quote, "Message for everyone that age is not an obstacle to achieve their dreams," end quote.
Well, I climbed Worcester stairs today and broke out in a sweat.
That's kind of a mountain, though.
Nearly 22 years old, so good for him.
Yeah.
That's actually incredible. I hope there's video of it, because we're going to show it to you next show.
Oh, yeah, we are. And I hope that he does it safely, because that's, you know.
Yeah, that's important. Safety's important. But now, it's Trump Day time. Donald Trump, what's he up to? His first 100 days in office about to wrap up. And we brought in, who better
the one and only,
than Gavin Lichtenstein, the editor-in-chief of the Collegian. Gavin, what do you got for us?
Hey, Stephen Meredith. It's good to be with you today. The things that we are looking at today is that we welcomed the Super Bowl champ New England Patriots to the White House, where it should be noted that there were 7 members of the team that did not attend. Tom Brady was one of them, but that was because of a family connection. But there were members of the team that did cite politics was part of the reason to not attend. But there was also some fun at Pennsylvania Avenue on Wednesday when Rob Gronkowski attended the press briefing interrupting Sean Spicer. In other news, right now is really the exciting time, as Steve said, that we're really looking at the first 100 days of the Trump White House, and right now is really where they're starting to, Trump is touring the country more. On Tuesday, he was in Wisconsin, a state that he won in November by 27,000 votes over Democrat Hillary Clinton. So he was there for an executive order that he just signed called Make America, Buy America, which is encouraging more products made here in the United States. Senior White House officials tell me that right now they are actively talking to other leaders as they look at elections happening around the world. Obviously, he congratulated Turkey President Erdogan on Monday night after his victory. France has their first round of elections next week, and Italy has their election for prime minister shortly after.
Just get this in real quick. Down in Georgia, there was a special election. The results, it's going to carry over to June. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that was something that President Trump did not actively campaign for the 11 Republicans in that race. There were 18 total candidates, so now the election will be a runoff in this summer, I believe June 8th, where John Ossoff will go against the frontrunner Republican for the Georgia 6th district.
Well, Lichtenstein, we do appreciate you, so thank you so much for coming on.
Always a pleasure.
That just about does it for this episode, but be sure to find us on the web, as well as the rest of LaSalle TV on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so tweet at us using our Twitter handle and start the conversation.
If you missed the scoop and want to see it, you can find episodes on YouTube on our YouTube page at LaSalle TV Philly.
Until next time, for Corey, Gavin, oh, he's in DC, sorry, and the entire crew, I'm Steve Graham. Thanks for watching LTV News, where the action never stops.